The woman slapped her helmet away in a fury, watching 7 years of devotion turn to dust in an instant. Her entire marriage had been a lie. The husband she thought was a poor, disabled man was actually a billionaire heir. His whole life with her was just a cruel game to test if a top student would marry a cripple. Just before, Su-yan was delivering food when she arrived at a fancy party, and saw a man who looked exactly like her husband Shen Yushan. He was holding another woman, Lin Shu. Lin Shu was the rival who had stolen her design 3 years ago, getting her accused of plagiarism and ruining her career. Shen Yushan then revealed he was actually the young master of the powerful Shen family. He sneered that her 7 years of suffering were all part of a bet. Her world completely fell apart when she saw the hand-drawn rose on his hand. It was the same one she had lovingly drawn on her poor husband's hand for her birthday that morning. That cheap gift was proof of their supposed poverty. It was a life where she worked 8 jobs a day and even got into a car accident just to pay for his fake medical bills. The woman with him revealed the truth of their pretending to be poor game. She coldly explained the bet he made with his friends. Overwhelmed by the betrayal, Su-yan got a call from her son, Xiao Yu. He happily told her he was with his dad at the swimming pool. Fearing for her child, she rushed over. She was confronted by her own son, who accused her of bullying his father and pushed her violently into the water. As she sank, unable to swim, the last thing she heard was her son's laughter. Her 7 years of youth and her life savings were all sacrificed for a cruel joke. Drowning in despair, she was suddenly pulled from the water. She woke up on a sofa and saw a strange little boy looking down at her. Confused, she asked if his family had saved her. As the woman left the mansion, she was shocked to get a marriage proposal. It was from the butler of the man who saved her, the country's richest man, Fu Chenyuan. But what really stunned her was the man's son, Xiao Jin. Xiao Jin didn't speak because his mother was gone and he had autism. When Xiao Jin finally spoke, calling her mother, it turned Fu Chenyuan's world upside down. Su-yan was overwhelmed with emotion at the child's hug, something her own son never gave her. Then she was handed a shocking contract. She realized Fu Chenyuan had an addiction that could only be treated by a woman. His son also needed a mother. The deal was a 2-year marriage in exchange for 10 billion in cash and villas in every major city. Although tempted, she refused. She then got a call from her estranged husband demanding a divorce. Arriving at her old rundown home, she found Shen Yushan sitting there, coldly waiting. He demanded to know why she was back so late, his cruel act finally over. Shen Yushan sneered and told her to stop pretending. He offered her $1 million, 10 times what she had spent on him. She refused, saying her pride was worth more than his money. But he wasn't done hurting her. He threatened that without him, she could not survive in the city. As she packed her bags to leave him and this painful life behind, she ran into her grandmother on the street. It turned out Shen Yushan had brought her there, using her in his cruel game. In a rage, she ran to a noodle shop, but the owner stopped her and demanded more money. When she couldn't pay, he grabbed her grandmother's jade bracelet. As they struggled, the owner pushed her grandmother. Her grandmother fell and hit her head, blood streaming down her face. Su-yan cried out for help. Just then, a Rolls-Royce pulled up and Fu Chenyuan stepped out. He had already sent a medical team. Seeing Su-yan's desperation, he calmly ordered his people to take her grandmother to the hospital. As Shen Yushan watched the Rolls-Royce drive away, he burned with jealousy. He ordered his driver to follow. He was not about to let another man take his woman. He violently collapses in his room, sweat pouring down his face as a mysterious illness takes hold. What he does not know is that the only cure is a woman he just met. That woman, Su-yan, is at her grandmother's bedside, heartbroken. The doctor confirms her grandmother is suffering from long-term malnutrition and needs better care. Desperate, Su-yan apologizes, blaming herself for not earning enough money. At that moment, the powerful billionaire Fu Chenyuan appears. He offers to move her grandmother to his private estate with a dedicated medical team. Confused, but with no other choice, she agrees. Meanwhile, her ex, Shen Yushan, is on the phone with his mistress. They are plotting to force Su-yan back to him. He complains about her stubbornness. The mistress encourages him to break her spirit before taking her back into his wealthy family. Just as he hangs up, he realizes the car Su-yan got into has vanished. His driver is panicked. The car's license plate was 000001, a number that belongs only to Fu Chenyuan, the head of the most powerful family in the city. Shen Yushan is stunned. He insists a girl like Su-yan could never attract a man of Fu Chenyuan's status. Back in Fu Chenyuan's car, he reveals his secret. For 6 years, his strange illness would strike once a week. But since meeting Su-yan, it has happened 3 or 4 times in a single day. He realizes she is the key. He tells her that all she needs to do is cooperate with his treatment. They arrive at his lavish mansion. The butler leads her to a private room. On the nightstand is a note from Fu Chenyuan. It welcomed her and explained the bank card contained 10 million. The password was her birthday, hoping it could ease some of her pressure. She puts the card away, refusing his money. She then gets a text from her ex, stating he will never divorce her. It was then she realized she was trapped. Later, she checks on her grandmother, who is now being cared for by private nurses. She then calls Fu Chenyuan, confused about why he is helping her. He brushes it off, saying his home is spacious enough, but as she tries to discuss her ex-husband, Fu Chenyuan suddenly grows weak again. His illness flares up. He gives her a tube of ointment for the injury on her arm, his concern clear. As she applies the medicine later that night, she's baffled by the situation. He has a mysterious illness. A manipulative ex is refusing to let her go. She has no idea how she is supposed to help any of them. Just as the billionaire's mysterious illness flares up, he calls the woman. Her voice is his only cure. He begs her to just keep talking, explaining her voice is the only thing that soothes him. Unaware of her power, she begins to tell him about her past. They end up talking for over an hour. The next morning, she is woken up by a little boy holding an Ultraman toy. It is the billionaire's son, Xiao Jin. He cannot speak. Instead, he hands her a handwritten note telling her not to be sad. She is moved, realizing he is just like her own son, Xiao Yu, whom she was forced to leave behind. She feels an instant connection, and they begin playing together. As the billionaire, Fu Chenyuan watches them from the doorway. His butler remarks that the boy has not been this happy in years. Suddenly, her phone rings. It is her ex-husband, Shen Yishuan, and he is furious. He screams at her, demanding to know when she started sleeping with the Fu family. He reveals that their powerful lawyers just sent him the divorce papers. He calls her a gold digger. I cad the Tai people asked her tellings. He sneers that a man like Fu Chenyuan is just playing with her and would never take her seriously. He then tries to guilt her, claiming their son is sick and misses her desperately. The accusation triggers a flood of painful memories. She remembers their college days, believing he was a poor student. She worked tirelessly to support them. She took on jobs as a delivery driver and handed out flyers. At that exact moment, Shen Yishuan's mistress arrives at his house with flowers. He explodes in anger, throwing them to the ground, but she is not there to apologize. She coldly informs him that she has already contacted his mother. If he does not sign the divorce papers, she will leak all of their chat logs and financial records to the media. This would destroy his reputation as the crown prince of Didu. He is left speechless and defeated. She sees little Xiaojin looking at her with concern. He holds up another note asking if something had happened. She smiles and reassures him, everything is fine. The woman is suddenly pulled aside by her ex-husband. He grabs their son and orders him to be taken away. As the boy is dragged off, Shen Yishuan sneers that the child's words were meaningless. He says it was a result of his mistress bribing him with gifts. He demands she grab her documents so they can go finalize the divorce. As he says this, his phone rings. It is his mother screaming at him. If he does not divorce Su Yan, he will be disinherited. He must choose her or his future. He cruelly reveals a wedding invitation on his phone. It shows that the billionaire Fu Chenyuan is getting married in a month. He tells her she's a joke, a temporary plaything who will soon be cast aside. She walks out as he screams that she will come crawling back to him. With her divorce certificate in hand, she goes to see Fu Chenyuan. She thanks him for his help. He calmly tells her they will be getting married in a month. Stunned, she sees he has been selecting wedding invitation designs. She tells him a ceremony is not necessary because this is just a transaction. He explains that his son needs a legitimate mother. He had just given her a gift that could change her life. It was the business card of a legendary painting master who had not taken a student in over a decade. He promised he had already arranged for her to become the master's next apprentice. The woman was stunned. She knew this gift was too valuable. He insisted it was not a present, but a recognition of her talent. His kindness only made her feel more indebted. She knew her place in this house was not about her art. It was about his son. Just hours before, the entire mansion was in a panic after the little boy went missing. His father eventually found him huddled in a corner, crying inconsolably. The boy was terrified. She was going to leave him to be another child's mother. The father rushed to comfort him. He promised that she was not going anywhere and would soon become his new mommy. Later that night, she brought coffee to the man as he worked in his study. He seemed distant and in pain. Before he could notice, she slipped a mysterious powder into his cup. She hoped to ease his suffering. When she offered to help him give his son a bath, he immediately agreed. Later that morning, the legendary art master himself calls. He tells her he has seen her work and has agreed to take her on as his student. This confirms the billionaire's promise was real. As they talk, she suddenly has an idea. She tells him she is not ready for their lessons. She is still struggling to find her artistic voice after years of not painting. He tells her not to worry, that it is just a matter of time. During their late-night video call, she asks if there is any other way she can help him with his pain. He asks her to sing for him, a strange mix of hope and desperation in his voice. So she sings, her voice filling the silent room. For the first time, he feels the pain begin to fade.